Welcome to Pastor's Chat today. Well, we're in Joshua chapter 10, but we're also going to be looking at chapter 10, verse 29 through 12, verse 24. And this section of the book of Joshua summarizes the conquest of Joshua and the army of Israel over the enemy in the land of Canaan, the land of Palestine. And so we see that even though we cross the Jordan River, it's not a picture of going to heaven, because my friend, when we go to heaven, there'll be no more fighting, no more sin, no more devil, no more death, no more pain, no more tears when we get to heaven. But in the land of Canaan, the land of victory, the land of promised rest for the people of God, is where we live after we get saved. We're not in the wilderness of sin, the wilderness wandering around and being in rebellion to the Lord, even as believers. Now we're in the land of victory. And that's what we see as these verses that we're looking at summarize the victory that Joshua has over the kings of Canaan. And so there are many kings and many cities that need to be conquered. And so verse 1 of chapter 11, and it came to pass when Jabin the king of Hazor heard these things, that he sent to Jobab the king of Madon, to the king of Shimron, to the king of Achshaph, and to the kings who are from the north in the mountains, in the plain of Chinneroth, in the lowland, and in the height of Dor on the west, to the Canaanites in the east and in the west, the Amorite, the Hittite, the Perizzite, the Jebusite in the mountains, and the Hivite below Hermon in the land of Mizpah. So they went out, they and all their armies with them, and as many as people as the sand that is on the seashore in multitude, with very many horses and chariots. And when all these kings had met together, they came and camped together at the waters of Merom to fight against Israel. And so you see, even after the victory at Gibeon over the five kings, the king at Jerusalem who had organized those five kings to fight against Israel, and the great victory there were battles that still needed to be fought, and the enemy redoubles their efforts to destroy the nation of Israel, to destroy the people of God. And my friend, I'm telling you, we have one victory, but we better not sit back and just say, wow, that was good that God gave us a victory and now we don't have to worry anymore. It's done. It's not done until we get to heaven. This is not our place of rest, so to speak, as far as just laying back, taking it easy and hoping that things will go well for us because we've already fought some major battles. Now the enemy redoubles their forces, and so many as the sand of the seashore, you can't even count them, and they're going to fight against Israel. But notice what happens. But the Lord said to Joshua, verse 6, do not be afraid of them, for tomorrow about this time I will deliver all of them slain before Israel. You shall hamstring their horses and burn their chariots with fire. So Joshua and all the people of war with him came up against them suddenly by the waters of Merom, and they attacked them. And the Lord delivered them into the hand of Israel, who defeated them and chased them to greater Sion. And so Joshua did as the Lord had told him. And then verse 15, and as the Lord had commanded Moses his servant, so Moses commanded Joshua, and so Joshua did. He left nothing undone of all that the Lord had commanded Moses. And thus Joshua took all this land, the mountain country, all the south, all the land of Goshen, the lowlands, the Jordan plain, the mountain of Israel, and its highlands. And even you find down in verse 21, and at that time Joshua came and cut off the Anakim from the mountains, from Hebron, from Debir, and so on. And of course the Anakim were the race of giants that the spies were afraid of and gave the evil report and kept them from going in and conquering the land some 40 years earlier. Well, my friend, I'm telling you, God is able to give us victory every day, but the battles are always going to be there. But remember, our Joshua, Jesus Christ, fights the battles for us. He gives us the victory. He's the one who delivers them into our hands. We trust him. We do what he commands us to do. We keep his word. We hide it in our heart. We walk in integrity and faithfulness and in love and in grace. And God himself does what needs to be done for our lives. Don't ever forget that. That's what we see in this section of Scripture in Joshua. And may you be blessed today as you keep your eyes on Jesus, your Joshua, who fights your battles for you. God bless and have a wonderful, wonderful day.